Hey there, how's it going? Another important week of racing down in the books in terms of the AMA Supercross Championship. This week being at Daytona International Speedway. Don't know why I'm freezing up there. But let me just say, I mean, there's nothing much more I could have asked for. It was a very good night show overall. And we're just going to get into the ins and outs of what occurred during the race. So in the 450 class, we have our title competitors. Some are starting to run away with the points chase, and some are starting to fall behind. Eli Tomac and Hunter Lawrence, they're kind of neck and neck, have been for the past about 3 weeks now, which is getting very interesting because now it's hard to tell who is going to run away with it. Guys like Ken Roxon and Cooper Webb are starting to get a little bit out of touch with the points race. They're not completely out of it, but they're just going to have to, these next few weeks are going to be really important for them to at least get back and reel it in if they want a chance at this championship. And in the 250 class, everything is still really close, actually, between the top 5 guys. It's still pretty much anyone's game. It's hard to tell who really has an edge right now. So we're just going to get straight into it. We're going to go first with the 250 class. Also, make sure that you guys are interacting with all of my social medias, including Instagram, TikTok, and the YouTube Shorts that I've been posting. Also, make sure to join the Discord server that I have, top of the moto. But pretty much, just trying to build a community, and the Discord is a safe space for everyone to talk about everything that they like to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get into the video, fellas. Alright, so to kick things off, we are going to talk about Seth Hammaker. He had a rough day qualifying. He had a pretty gnarly crash, and then he crashed also in his heat race late in the race, about the last corner. But that doesn't really matter because when it did matter at the critical juncture of the night show, I mean, he turned it on, man. He got a great start, and he just maintained that lead. Joe Shimoda wasn't able to break him, and I don't think he would have been able to get him if it stayed, if he didn't crash. And also when Cole Davies put on a little charge, Seth Hammaker, he responded, and it was a very good win, his first of the season. And honestly, like, if he did win this championship, like, he would deserve it, in my opinion. I mean, he has been very vocal about his goal of this season, and that is to win the title. And so far, he's doing the right things he needs to do. So let's just see how he proceeds in these next few races, especially because, next week it's going to be back in the stadiums. So let's see let's just see if he doesn't only do it at the Speedway, which I know, he's very good, normally in the stadium. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Seth, because it is working. Just make sure you are not crashing like that every week. Next, we're going to talk about Cole Davies, and as I was watching qualifying, to be honest, he did not look like he was in the right space. I'm pretty sure he got 6th in qualifying. Yeah, and he was visibly upset about that, and clearly because in the night show, he was great. He was very fast. The kid, obviously, in the whoops, he was phenomenal. A-grade whoop speed. In the sand, he was good. He was one of the only ones jumping into the sand, which I thought was a key thing. I thought whoever was going to be jumping in the sand was going to win the race. I think Cole was just a little bit too far behind for that to happen. But yeah, he was visibly faster than most of the guys out there. He just needs to get that one start, and he's going to be racking up multiple wins this season. I have no doubt in my mind. He's, I believe, 5 or 6 points down, which, after the first round getting 5th and now getting 2nd, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. So yeah, he's still right in the thick of this thing, and yeah, I would assume he's just going to proceed as normal. Now we're going to go on to Pierce Brown. He got a pretty lucky 3rd place podium there. I thought he looked decent throughout the day. Yeah, not too bad. I think of the guys who were running up front, he did look the weakest in terms of just racing ability just for that particular night. He was a ways back behind the top 3, Davies, Shimoda, and Hammaker. But Shimoda went down, picked up an extra position, which he keeps the points lead because of it. So, yeah, I mean, solid night for Pierce. Podium, I'm sure that he's going to be trying to fight for these wins, week in, week out. I'm sure he's going to be good in the stadiums. I mean, yeah, he's shown that it can be consistent, and that's good because I think that was one of my concerns, kind of like a Max Anstey deal. Like last year, Max Anstey at the start looked phenomenal. So did Pierce Brown until he crashed. And, Pierce Brown won the opener like Max Anstey did, but we don't know if that was going to carry. But I think it will. The kid is blazing fast. So, yeah, Pierce Brown, not too bad, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Now we're going to move on to Joe Shimoda, and, I mean, he was still very solid this weekend. The one thing that I was concerned about coming into the race was just fitness, because Daytona is a track that requires a lot of fitness to be able to ride at a high level for the entire race. So that was just one thing that I was a little bit worried about. And, I mean, he was keeping up with Seth Hamaker, like the entire main, keeping it, within 2 to 3 seconds. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe he could have caught up. I don't think he would have, but even a second place, I think that would have been great for Joe. Yeah, I mean, his pace looks great. I mean, he's only going to get better each week. It's just more seat time that he's getting. I mean, we got to keep in mind, before last week, he only had about 5 days on the bike, which is like nothing compared to these guys. They have an extra long off season because of, the West racing before the East. So, I mean, yeah, what he's doing is still like incredible in my eyes. I don't think people realize that. I mean, the guy barely had neck stability, a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, good for Joe. He's just going to keep getting better, man. And he's going to keep getting more confident, and that win is coming. Next, I'm going to talk about Daxton Bennick. I'm not really going to touch on him a lot, but quiet night, top 5. He's still only 8 points down, so, I mean, he's looking pretty good. I think this is going to be his best season yet. I'm going to ride on that hill until, obviously, the season's over. But, yeah, I mean, he looked decent. He wasn't really hanging with the top guys, but, he's faster than everyone else, so that's a plus. And, yeah, I mean, with more experience, he's just going to get better. So I think this is going to be a good year for him, and it's going to be very important, in the scope of his career. This particular season is going to be very important for the trajectory of the rest of his career, in my opinion. So, yeah, not bad, Dax. And finally, to close out the 250 class, we're going to talk about Drew Adams, who was he was speedy all day, man. Qualifying, he was incredible. And even in his heat race, he looked phenomenal. And when he was hanging up there with those guys, with Joe and Hamaker, yeah, man, he was looking dangerous. I think that this kid has the capabilities of winning a race. He needs that start, which he did get in the main. That is a first from Drew Adams that I've seen, getting a good start, which is something that he needs to keep on doing, because if he does, he's going to heavily increase his chances of getting that win, which I think he can get. If he ended up by the end of the season getting a win, I would not be surprised at all. The kid deserves it. He is so fast. Just unlucky the way that, his night unfolded, pulling off the track, DNF. But, man, you just got to keep building. You just got to keep building on what you did get out of the race. And I think there is something there for Drew Adams. There's a lot of potential. His ceiling is very high, in my opinion. One of the highest in the 250 class, honestly. I think besides him, like Joe and Cole Davies, I think that those three have the highest ceilings in the 250 class. So, yeah, I mean, it was great until it wasn't for Drew. So now we're going to move on into the 450 class. All right, well, I think we got to start with the most important bit. Eli Tomac is an 8-time Daytona winner. Richard Petty had 7 wins at Daytona, the Daytona 500. He won that 7 times. Eli Tomac has 8 Daytona Supercross wins. I mean, this guy, he's unplayable. He's unplayable. He's unbeatable, man. I knew he was going to win Daytona. I had no doubt in my mind. Even qualifying, he didn't look all there. He did get second in qualifying, but I thought, that there was going to be something later on. And after that heat race, that dominant heat race, yeah, I could feel it. There was no way that Eli Tomac was going to lose. And obviously, Hunter Lawrence, he did put up a very good performance. He closed it in later on in the race, even though I do think Tomac he wasn't really putting forth his fastest effort. But, yeah, I mean, it was impressive nonetheless. I think that, every time Hunter has always started in front of Tomac, and I think once Tomac gets that start in front of Hunter, like it's over. I don't think that Hunter is going to be able to beat him in any given condition because Eli has done it in every single condition. I mean, every one of his 4 wins has been in a different scenario, different condition, different style track. The fast-paced tracks. Like Seattle, very slow pace, and then Daytona, Speedway, all sand track. Like, this guy he's one of the best to ever do it, and he's showing it still at 33 years old. I mean, yeah, man, 4 wins to everyone else's 1 win. It's incredible, and I really do think that he's going to run away with this title. Even though, from the last few weeks, it's been kind of tight. I think the next few rounds, it's really going to be telling. For what the end of the season is going to look like, and I think Tomac, he deserves this championship already. That being said, now we're going to talk about Hunter Lawrence. I mean, he's been incredible this season to me. I mean, he has had a very successful season. I think that's his 5th second place this season. I mean, he has been super consistent. I do think he's eventually going to have a blow-up race. It's going to happen. Tomac has already had 2. And he's still just 1 behind of Hunter Lawrence. Like I said, man, like, he can win this championship. Don't get me wrong, he definitely can. But like, to beat Eli Tomac head to head and at his best, it's just so hard to do. And we just have to really see if he's up for the challenge. And so far, he is. He's the points leader for the 3rd week in a row. He's held that red plate, so you can't really say that he's not in this now. And I'm not going to lie, he made me eat my words at the beginning of the season. I did not think he was going to be a title contender. I thought this was going to be the season in transition for him to be a title contender next year. But no, he is fully in this thing. He is more in this thing than anybody. Him and Tomac are running away with it a little bit in the points to Cooper and Ken Roczen, although they're not out of it yet. But I'll get to that later. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to need to be really solid these next few weeks, and we're getting to that point of the season now. We're going into the second half of the season where everyone is going to be at their best. I mean, we can't really expect these guys to be outside the top 3, really. Like, it'll be rare for that to happen. It's just, yeah, let's see how he handles it, and if he can keep getting those good starts, I mean, yeah, he's doing himself a bunch of favors by doing that because Tomac has not been getting good starts. So, yeah, man. Hunter Lawrence, you're gonna have to mentally prepare for this because it's going to be a tough road. But if you can stick through it, you might become the 2nd Lawrence to have a Supercross championship under his belt. So keep going, man. All right, next I'll talk about Ken Roczen. Besides the 2 up front, I mean, he was almost just as good as everyone or as them. Obviously, he did. He ended up getting passed by both Tomac and Hunter Lawrence, but I won't be surprised if Kenny gets another win this season. I mean, he's been incredible all season, despite that crash that he had with Hunter Lawrence. That really has, I mean, that's the reason he's not even in this thing right now. That really tanked him a lot. But, yeah, I think he's been solid. I'm not really going to say much. He did elect to not go with the scoop tire like Tomac and pretty much all the rest of the guys did. I know Webb didn't either. He claimed he made the right decision. He got a podium, so yeah, not too bad. Last year he won Daytona. This year he gets a podium. I like the consistency from what I'm seeing right now. So not too bad from Ken Roczen. And then next, it would be worth talking about the reigning champion, Cooper Webb. There isn't much to say. He got a nice, quiet little 4th place. Good enough result to keep him, slightly in the thick of things. He's getting a little bit out of touch along with Ken Roczen. They were tied in points, to the guys up front in the championship. So, yeah, just decent night from Cooper Webb. He did say that it was, could have been one of those nights where he just wasn't his best. He rode the best he could, just didn't know if that was his actual best. And that's respect, man. You got to be honest with yourself. There's definitely some things he's going to work on, but we know he's going to be strong in these East Coast rounds. So if I were Hunter Lawrence and Tomac, I would, take caution to that, to his statistics and how he's been in the past in those conditions, especially because he is so comfortable with them and he really thrives and flourishes in this part of the season. And pretty much lastly, I'm going to talk about Joey Savacci. The second week in a row that I've talked about him, and he deserves it because he has been absolutely killing it in the 450 class, beating a number of factory riders. Yeah, man, he's been fast. He's been, actually fast. And I love to see it because, he has had probably one of the most unlucky 250 careers in terms of him not getting a championship, despite being in the championship fight 3 or 4 times. So it's just really awesome to see. I think he deserves a factory ride, man. I know he's been getting factory support from Honda, some slight support, which is always very good to see, and it's working because, besides Hunter Lawrence, he's the highest, placed Honda in the field, and yeah, man, he's been killing it, and I really like to see that because, the guy's fast, he's got talent, and he's fun to watch, man. So from everything, from Shimoda crashing to Justin Cooper crashing, that was a gnarly one. Seth Hammaker winning, Eli Tomac winning, and then becoming Eli Toothmac, chipping his tooth from the Daytona trophy, which is unfortunate because I think it's the coolest trophy in the entire circuit. One of them anyway. But yeah, man, it was a good weekend. Ken Roczen almost knocking out a fan with his champagne bottle because someone tried to take it from him. That's respect. Would have done the same thing. Just kidding. I don't know. Probably not. Yeah. It was a good weekend of racing, guys. I think we can all agree on that. And I think next week is going to be pretty interesting, especially with how close the points are. And I think you can't help but just be excited for every new round that comes on. In anticipation of Eli Tomac just getting that extra one more win closer to McGrath's title, or Hunter Lawrence starting to build a name for himself in this class, establishing a very incredible resume just within the last few weeks. But, yeah, I guess we're just going to have to see where the road takes us, fellas. Let's see how Paul Webb responds. We got to see if NBA J. Coop is going to respond. And, yeah, let's take it day by day, weekend by weekend. And let's hope that Jorge Prado's back because I want to see him ride. Bye. I'll see you guys later.